Extreme Anime Radio.
Everybody, we are here. Finally, we're a little late. Well, actually, we're very late, but I'll get to that. Welcome to the XAR Podcast. It is the start of season 13. We have been here 13 times, or 13 periods of time. We welcome on this February 11th, 2026, right after the big game, right before Valentine's Day. And thank you for your patience as we come up. I am JR, and over here on this side of the screen, his video might be slightly lagged, unfortunately, but we'll roll with the punches, as they say. Mr. Nef Canuck, hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Well, it's been a long evening. Let me put it that way. We started 30 minutes. Well, we start 30 minutes late because I had an unusually late work shift. Then I come here to the software and we ran into a little software conflict with OBS, which is the software I use to stream. It wanted to pull up the Elgato, which is what I have hooked up to my Switch 2, instead of my face. So go figure, Nef.
I have given up long ago trying to figure out why Windows software does what it does. I fight daily with software in my office where it's like I'm this close to committing computer homicide and just tossing the whole thing out the window. And we're 5 stories above the ground.
But yes, we're finally here. We are still recovering from a doozy of a big game, which we'll talk to you about in just a moment. Plus all the other usual news and exciting stuff. Because we did start late tonight, that means we're just doing a podcast. At the end of the podcast, there'll be no more streams. There'll also be no more streams for this week after this, which I'll explain. But once again, we're always available online. You can find us on our Linktree by going to linktree.com/anime radio. Okay, Nef, what was your take on the big defensive showdown on Sunday?
Cover your ears, folks. I'm going to get loud.
And you don't need the lag issues for that, but continue.
I am sorry, folks, but as a Bills fan, I was laughing uproariously watching the Seahawks just literally chip away, and eventually say, you know what, New England? You shouldn't be here. Goodbye. And they, and it was beautiful because I watched, and the Seahawks were doing the same thing over and over again. They were attacking the left side of the New England offensive line, which crumbled like a cookie. And basically, Drake May is running for his life constantly. And I'm just sitting there just with the grit, the biggest, stupidest grit on my face as a Bills fan going, yeah, you're a fraud, Mr. May. An absolute freaking fraud.
Well, it was an exciting contest to see the defense fire like that. I'm sort of in disagreement with who they gave the MVP to. I guess Well, you have to, run the ball in order to prevent the ball from going to the other team. So they gave it to the running back. I think you could have given it to the field goal kicker, and I think you could have given it to any member of the defense who recorded a sack.
Yeah, and meanwhile, New England, I mean, it's amazing. I'm on Reddit, of course, and there are, those subreddits. There's one called AFC East Meme Wars. The number of Patriots fans who are literally like, somebody made an homage to a song, Copacabana. It's called Coping and Seething. And that's what they're doing right now. They're coping and seething. They're saying, well, this was a rebuild. We got really far for this year. Yeah, you made it all the way to the Super Bowl, where you proceeded to poop your pants in front of millions and millions around the world. And it's just like beautiful. You just proved that, cakewalk schedule and all the things that rolled your way, including having to face a backup quarterback in the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
You had it laid out for you, but when you faced a real team with a real defense, whap.
Yeah, and it was quite fun to see how things went with the game, and of course the commercials as well. Halftime concert was a big deal as well. And it was all in all a fun evening. All the commercials, Nef, I don't know. I'm guessing you being in Canada, you didn't get a dose of all the U.S. commercials, but I would say probably half of them talked about something related to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, let's just say up here, we just got infested with gambling ads over and over and over again. It's like, okay, look, we have this discussion now. We've had this discussion ever since gambling ads were allowed on TV. And I still say this. I'm like, look, you want to do this stuff at like 9 o'clock at night? Fine. I got no problem with that. But there's a certain event that's going on right now. Okay. Where they start the broadcast at 6:30 a.m., at least in my neck of the woods. They are showing gambling ads at 7:30 in the morning. And I said to people, I said, look, who is most likely to be up and around at that time and actually paying attention to a TV?
You're right.
It ain't going to be the adults. So, but that's a rant for another day.
But yeah,
but as for Canadian, but as for Canadian only ads, the only one that actually struck me as funny was there's this one particular loan arranging group called the Capital Direct. What they did is they showed their bloopers for one of their ads, and some of the bloopers were like, "Oh boy, you just lost it there, and you just went off the rails." And was like, I know why they kept that, but hey, it was funny to watch later.
No, we had a few good ones early, and then the good ones were sort of far and few between, unfortunately. Some of them, there was one where they had some of the Jurassic Park actors come back, including Jeff Goldblum and two people who played the main characters whose name escapes me right now. They came back in a Jurassic Park themed commercial for something.
I was going to say, did they have the requisite Jurassic Park vehicle come along for the ride?
I think so.
Oh, wow. Now that would be a very old vehicle right now.
Yeah. I used to, when I was younger, I would just keep track of what all the Super Bowl ads were. That's something that's long gone now, I think.
I think the problem is that a lot of the Super Bowl ads, they don't have the creativity that they used to. I find, like, when I get to look at the American ads later on YouTube, etc., I find that some of them, it's just no, and I mean, the use of AI for these ads for some of them is just like no. Real creativity is doing something, not letting something else do it for you.
Right.
But that's my thing when it comes to AI.
Yeah, lack of creativity for sure. I mean, look at all this anime hoopla in recent months with the subtitling, right?
The subtitling, the dubbing. And the best part is a certain company apparently tried again to recruit somebody for an AI position. The position lasted a day before getting taken down. Everybody's hopeful that it was because everybody looked and went, "You're trying this again? Are you stupid?" But nobody knows.
Is it Crunchyroll?
No, Amazon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they tried it again, and I'm like going, "Are you stupid? You got roasted like on an open fire before for this. Why would you even try this again? Even as an just no." Ugh.
Oh boy, but no. Now the big game is over, Neff. You can focus on the most important things, which are the Winter Olympics.
Indeed. I'm actually kind of lucky in a way because with the time difference, at least when I'm getting ready for work, I can listen to a few events while I'm, doing my physio and getting myself, presentable to wobble out the door. And a couple of times I've heard a few events and I'm going, I'm glad I'm not watching this. I'm only hearing this because I think I'd be scared crapless watching you guys do these things and, managing not to kill yourselves. Meanwhile, I can barely stand up without falling down.
But yes, you were saying when we went on the air last night, the poor result of your Canadian women.
That was not a result as much as it was a complete rendering into powder. Okay. Now, again, as I said before to you off air, I think on Messenger, this was basically the U.S. hockey team taking the Canadian team and going crumple, yeet out the window. 5-0. The Americans booted the Canadian girls. Now, the other problem I found is that the Canadian team was slower, much slower than the Americans, who were just basically flying around. Now, there's a derogatory term for older females I will not use, but I'm going, it's actually kind of appropriate when I see the average age of those girls in Canada versus the girls in the United States. I'm going, the ones in the United States are barely old enough to drink. The ones in Canada, not quite their mothers, but getting up there. Eek.
Well, they have a lot of experience, that's for sure.
Well, again, experience gets you only so far. As we found out that, yes, you can beat the lesser teams who are not as faster than you. But when you're faced, and you're Wile E. Coyote, and you're faced with a bunch of Roadrunners, it doesn't end well.
No. We got another week and change. I still have to catch up on my Olympics, so... any other interesting events you've seen, Neff, besides hockey and curling?
Well, I did want to mention the men's hockey started today.
Okay.
And there was very nearly, well, I think it's pretty close to an upset because Sweden faced the host team, Italy. Now, you would think that it would be the Italians getting roasted like meatballs, just absolutely destroyed. But for 2 periods, they hung with the Swedes. It was 2-2 for the longest time until the Swedes apparently decided, to wake up from their Volvo, get out of the IKEA store, and actually do some work. And I'm just going, no, you play like that against Italy, you are going to get mashed by a team that knows what they're doing. I'm floored. I'm going, this is exactly the same problem I have with tomorrow's game with Canada, because I'm like, okay, guys, we know you're good. Guys, we know on paper this should be a walk. Do not think it is a walk. Treat it like it's the gold medal game and you want to mash these guys into a powder. Because if you don't, you're going to end up getting the Italian job. And you don't want to deal with the Italian job. No, thank you.
Didn't Don Rickles make a joke about that? Person gave somebody an Italian job and then he became a highway.
Oof. Well, let's put it this way: if the Canadians play like the Swedes did, They'll end up on the autostrada, all right, as part of the roadkill.
Yeah. We are following the developments in Japan as always. More so, Bree and I, because as we disclosed on our anniversary, incidentally, this is the first podcast since after our 25th anniversary. So, yippee for us, 25 years. But we have disclosed that we'll be going back to Japan soon.
I'm all jelly, let me tell you.
And apparently, well, I'll say this. There is a festival going on in one of the locations we are visiting where there is Swiss food.
Now, again, we've seen how the Japanese take from other cultures and how they sort of tweak, what the other cultures have. I mean, I still remember last time I was in Japan, a hamburger with pineapple on it, and I just about went, what? It was very delicious, mind you, but
Yeah.
in my brain, initially, I'm going, huh? You would put, okay, that doesn't make sense.
But no, looking forward to it, and we will be going into a territory that I have not been in before, and certainly not Bree. We're visiting Kyushu. Kyushu is the southernmost of Japan's 4 main islands. You have Honshu, which is the main island, then you have 3 big islands surrounding it. To the north, you have Hokkaido, which is Nef, where all the snow is. Unless if you look right now, in the last few days, I think a lot of parts of Japan in general have had some heavy snow. And then as you go further down south, you run into Shikoku, which is an island I went to many years back. There was one trip where I did a day trip out there. Very beautiful setting. I went to a shrine which requires you to climb some 400 or so steps to get to the main shrine proper. And I did that to watch a shrine maidens dance for the start of a festival, which I couldn't see in its entirety because it started late and then I had to go back and catch my train back to the hotel. I've been to Shikoku. I have never been to Kyushu in my life. The furthest west I've been in Japan is Yamaguchi, where there is a cathedral dedicated to St. Francis Xavier, I think. So Yamaguchi is the farthest I've been west, not further than that. And so that in a few weeks, or when we take the trip, that is going to change. Wonderful atmosphere. It is an island known for its wonderful natural resources. They have some good sake there, and it is a major producer of shochu as well, the Japanese spirit.
Very interesting, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm going to find a way to stow into your luggage.
So obviously we're going to be taking a break from streams while I'm away for that, and we'll give you a full report when we get back. Really looking forward to it. Junji, thank you for the resubscription. I didn't watch the Super Bowl since I prefer horse racing. Sure. Maybe he prefers that video I posted last night. For those of you wondering, one of the things we did during our 25th anniversary was Umamusume. Something that I do as daily as I do Duolingo now. But yeah, it is an English race call. I took some of the characters that I have trained in the game. I threw them into a race using the practice session in the game. And let's see what happens if I turn off the Japanese commentary and I decide to call what I see. So that is the result. If you go to social media, Extreme Anime Radio, and also on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. Nef, have you had a chance to take a look?
I will put that on my list of things to do, I promise you. Right now, it's more a question of, okay, what little time do I have left in my day between, work eat, Olympics, pass out. There's very little. In fact, I'm going to have to go back to my island at some point on Animal Crossing and go, I'm sorry, I've been away for a little while. I had to take care of some things.
I haven't been on my Animal Crossing island in a long time.
Well, this is me after getting, the house expanded and owing the bank 198,000 bells. Then I have to somehow figure out how I'm going to pay, short of robbing a bank.
Yep. Let's see here. I have some news in Japan. I wonder if it's going to be available when we go. Okay. Let's see. There are going to be some special spring donuts at Krispy Kreme in Japan. We have a cherry blossom donut, and we have the flower custard donut. So two special donuts from Krispy Kreme to celebrate spring. But then again, this is Japan. You go to a food location that is sort of like Krispy Kreme or McDonald's or along that line, and you're bound to see something very interesting. For example, did you know, Nef, that I discovered there is now a McDonald's Japan app in English?
Okay. Half of me says what, and the other half goes, tourism, there we go.
No, there is an English translation to the McDonald's Japan app, and now presents the possibility that we could just walk up to a McDonald's and order on the app, the Japanese app, and then just pick up our food. It eliminates one step.
I was going to say, that's what I actually do when I go to McDonald's now here, because I always pre-order, so then all I have to do is give them my number, and they just toss me my food. Much easier than trying to go, did you want fries with that?
Oh, the Charlie Brown. Womp, 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 womp. But
exactly.
I'm going to tell you now. Oh, Bree said, I would like 5 Mr. Donuts mochi donuts. Yeah, we have to get some mochi donuts again while we're there. Let's see here. I want to take a look at, let's see. Now, I guess I'm going to have to go to the McDonald's Japan website, because the app told me at first. But there is something interesting that they're offering now.
Uh-oh.
Which will not open.
Oh, dear.
On my phone. Let's see. Let me check something real quick, because I might have had my...
While you're doing that, I will mention that while you were talking about Krispy Kreme, et cetera, in Japan, I was like, okay, let me just check this.
Mm-hmm.
I did check, and Tim Hortons is not in Japan at this time. The last location, from what I've been able to determine, was there in 2023.
Okay.
They're in a partnership right now, apparently, with, however, let me see if I can do this right. Marubeni Corporation. Well, that's how their partnership is going through Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Great, I'm going to Indonesia, and I want a Tim Hortons double. What?
Oh, here we go. I have some of the items here that they have in McDonald's Japan. They have the New York sandwiches. Well, I'll be the judge of that if they're still around. Including
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Including a New York double thick beef, pepper, and sauteed beef sandwich. So I'm going to hold this up in my app so you see what it looks like. Can you make that out?
I can make it out, but I'm trying to figure out beef and saute. How does that work? But okay. unless it's shaved beef on top of beef, which is really weird, but not the weirdest thing I've ever seen or eaten.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We have the spicy chicken nuggets, and let's see. We have the Samurai Mac sandwiches too. Can you see those?
Those look interesting.
Yep.
And I'm going, wait a minute. Hmm.
Yes, the one on that you can see on to my right here, or the right of what you're seeing here. Apparently, that is a sandwich that has beef, cheese, bacon, and an egg, like they would put in an egg McMuffin.
I've seen that. I'm trying
Oh,
to
well,
remember
we
what
had
they
the
call that
Samurai
here.
Max. I'm sorry to interrupt you. We did have the Samurai Max. Now, you see, I'm getting old. This is all coming back to me. We had the Samurai Max last time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that did sound very familiar. That's why I was gonna say, wait a minute here. Now, funny thing you should mention about Japanese, co-opting American food, American or North American food, because I just actually found out that Costco Canada, anyway,
Mhm.
carries onigiri.
Oh,
Comes in a 6-pack for $13 Canadian. Now, I would try this,
Eh.
except 2 of them are shrimp, which I can't do.
Oh, you're not a
So I
shrimp
would-
person?
Nope.
Hmm.
I have the same reaction my Mama Canuck does, and it's not pleasant. So we'll leave it at that.
I see.
But I am going because I also know that there are other stores around
Mhm.
these parts that sell onigiri. One of whom,
Mhm.
this is no word of a lie, one onigiri, 10 Canadian dollars. And this is your average size. It isn't a big, oversized onigiri. No, it's a regular onigiri. They want $10 for it.
Why? They
I'm sorry,
put caviar in it or something? I don't.
I have no idea what they put in there that they think they can justify $10 for one onigiri. I'm like, what?
Then of course McDonald's has the value menus, which I think are, they're a steal considering the currency conversion. Although there are rumblings that probably right in time for our trip there may be a currency intervention again, but we'll see. Yes, the hamburger, small fries, and a small drink for 500 yen. How much is 500 yen?
What?
Mm-hmm. So that would
like-
be $3 US and Canadian, $4.50 Canadian.
I'm going, unless these are like Lilliputian portions, that is a steal compared to up here.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can. Yep. Hamburger set, a hamburger without cheese, small fries, and a small drink, 500 yen. Well, that's the starting price. Depending on where you are, it could be something similar to how the pricing works here in the U.S. The price for an extra value meal in the middle of the country will probably be different than how much it costs over here in New York.
Well, yeah, price and participation may vary. That's the great catch-all of, it costs this on screen, but when you actually go there, it's like, no, we don't sell it for that. We sell it for more.
Yeah.
They never sell it for less. They always sell it for more.
Right. But no, we're very excited. I know there are a few places we want to check out. And yes, all looking forward to, like I said, giving you guys a good report on everything. We booked a bullet train trip recently. It was a good thing apparently because that trip we would take on a weekend, and apparently the weekend trips are very popular on the bullet train in Japan these days. A number of the seats for the fare bucket we bought are already sold, so.
I'm not surprised because the bullet train is a fantastic way to view Japan, and makes the transit system up here all the more pathetic.
Oh, yeah.
They finally opened the other major line this past weekend, and already people are going, what? Like the underground portion seems to be doing okay, but the above ground portion, because it is fighting with traffic and they have not introduced traffic signal priority for the LRT, as it's called, means that you basically end up, you're going along, red light, going along, red light, going along, red light when you're sitting in the LRT car. I'm like going,
It sounds like a project where they finish building it, but then it takes a while for it to get rolling, right?
Well, they're even admitting that they're not running it at full speed yet,
Uh-huh.
including hours of operation,
Mm.
because they're stopping them at like 11 o'clock at night or 11:30 at night for the first couple of months, just to iron out the kinks. Now, somebody did try, like they actually beat the first line that just opened a few months ago, line 6. They beat going from one end to the other by bicycle. They beat the LRT. Now, they couldn't do it with this one, but that's because the underground portion got such a head start because they're doing like close to 80 kilometers an hour at peak speed. So yeah, the guy on the bike was not going to catch him, even in the slow other sections. But it's just like, oh.
Yeah. So the reason I bring up that question is because there is a project in Japan that's about to start, and it's going to run into the similar situation. We're talking about bullet trains. As you may know, Nef, Japan is slowly building a maglev bullet train. So you're familiar with that, right?
Yes.
So
Technology, yes.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the we've seen the test track, and they've been testing the maglev technology over the years in the event that it's going to, finally come to fruition, which is because especially in Tokyo now, they're completely reconfiguring the area around Shinagawa, which is, if you remember the Yamanote line loop, Shinagawa is on the south end of that loop. They're completely reconfiguring that area because that's where the new maglev train's going to start. And a lot of the maglev is going to be just like most of the other modern bullet trains that are built these days. In fact, one of the ones that we're looking at right now travels partially between Nagasaki and a place called Takeo Onsen. The route from Takeo Onsen to the major city of Fukuoka hasn't been determined yet because there's a lot of squabbling over the land and whatnot. But the section that's open right now between Takeo Onsen and Nagasaki is majority in mountains. So the maglev will be no exception. Now, they've sort of finalized the route for the maglev now between Tokyo and Nagoya. It's going to go through central Japan and sort of around the area of the Alps, the Japanese Alps, if you will, or high-end mountain ranges there. They are going to start building a maglev station, one of the maglev stations, next month in Yamanashi Prefecture, which is one of the prefectures that's on the way to Nagoya. It's going to be nice. It's going to be on its own. So it's just a maglev train station. It's right next to the highway, so you have connections to the highway. And then you'll also have shuttle buses that go to some other of the major stations that are along the conventional line. So it's estimated that the station will be finished in 5 years, 2031. Okay. Then they're going to have to wait another 4 or 5 years additionally before the full maglev line is supposed to open because of construction delays in Shizuoka Prefecture.
That's still faster than the just opened line 5 here. Because the line 5 here that just opened was supposed to be, I believe, a 6-year project. 7-year project. It's finished now in year 15. 15. Okay. So I'm seeing this, what you're telling me, and I'm going, I would take what they're doing in Japan 9 times out of 10 and twice on Sundays, as opposed to the boondoggle that happened in Toronto and the boondoggle that apparently is continuing to happen in Mississauga right now, where they're building another LRT line. And like I said, as a taxpayer, I'm just going,
Well, you should get in touch with the folks in Shizuoka Prefecture. Maybe you can work something out.
We'll get all the equipment, all the technicians. We'll get them over here. They'll build it in 2 years, and everybody will be happy.
Right. So, I'll leave it up to Bree if she wants to disclose something else we'll be doing in Japan that I just took care of a few days ago on a nice little surprise. So if you want to mention that, Bree, while we wait for that, I'm looking at this story here. One of the stranger stories coming out of Japan, according to Sora News, a ramen shop manager is arrested for punching himself in the face and pretending he was robbed.
I'm getting flashbacks to that one case in I can't remember which one. I think it was Phoenix. No, it would have been Apollo Justice. That one case with the murdered noodle shop owner.
Yeah, so this apparently in Saitama in October, 36-year-old manager of a ramen restaurant called the emergency, said he was robbed at knife point. He told him the robber jumped him right after closing time, punched him in the face, and stole roughly 670,000 yen, or $4,300 US. Let's see. And then after an investigation, he was arrested a few weeks ago for making a false emergency call and obstructing police duties after an inspection of his smartphone revealed terms such as, quote, staged robbery victim in his search history.
As friends in another Discord say, if you're going to crime, don't write it down.
So now we have, Bree has answered. I have purchased tickets to the sumo tournament in Osaka.
Okay, now you have me really jealous because to see sumo live would be something really, really interesting.
So it's actually going to be a little bit of a full circle for us because it was because we're going next month, and it was March of last year we actually went to that stadium, that arena, if you will. We didn't have sumo tickets, but we did go to watch the purification ceremony for the ring, which happens the day before the start of every tournament, which I think I've mentioned before. It's no charge to go in. You walk in, and they have a specific seating area that you sit in, and then you just watch the ceremony, which is awesome. And now we're going to go back and watch the actual tournament in progress. The tickets for the tournament open up on a certain day. Now, we went to the sumo tournament in Tokyo in 2023. That's when they still were starting to loosen the COVID restrictions, but you still had to wear a mask and everything. We got those tickets through a third-party seller. Now, I bought the tickets through the official channel, which is Osumo PIA, I think. And I was there when they went on sale, and the website kept breaking and breaking. And then I got through, and then it broke again. And then I was looking for seats. The better seats were going away. And then they prompted me for my credit card information. And then it broke again. How many matches would you expect to see? Call it says in all capitals. Well, it depends on when we get there, because there are matches in all the divisions of sumo that start as early as like 9 in the morning, I think, and go on right until late afternoon and early evening hours. No worries. But yeah, you could go in the morning if you wanted to and watch some of the early matches. And then they do have a policy where you can exit and come back once, like one re-entry, and then you can stay and then watch the bigger matches that happen later. And then they have a restaurant on site of some snack places, and you can bring stuff to your seat, which is all cool and whatnot. But yeah, it's so exciting that we're going to be able to see sumo again. It is a very important occasion too, because we have the possibility of a new Yokozuna promotion. Aonishiki, the Ukrainian sumo wrestler, has won his first tournament as an Ozeki. So if he wins another tournament or has an equivalent performance, then he's going to walk into Tokyo in May as the sport's newest Yokozuna. And he's quite young as well, too. As we may have mentioned before, he left Ukraine because of the situation between Ukraine and Russia, and has expressed his love for sumo, and his mentality and his spirit and his techniques are, well diversified, I think, and he's got an excellent shot if he can continue to keep things up to make it to sumo's highest rank.
Nice. Looks like you got something on your plate there. Meanwhile, a work colleague actually did manage to score World Cup tickets.
Oh.
And I'm going, okay, which match did you get? They tell me, and I'm like going, okay, that'll be interesting. I mean, I want to go out to the one in Vancouver, but I saw the price of one ticket, and I said, no, I ain't spending that much. No.
Your friend's
So,
going to BMO?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't ask how much they paid, but I can pretty much guarantee you if the prices were anything like the Vancouver venue was, it was not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vancouver,
because-
BC Place?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. BC Place would be a cool venue. I'm surprised they decided not to use Rogers Center for a venue.
Well, the problem with Rogers Center is they're trying. I think they're still trying to put real grass into that place, and I don't think that would be very conducive to getting torn up by a soccer, cleats for intensely, right? Because baseball is a lot less wearing down on real turf than soccer or football, as it's really called, would actually be.
Yeah. But, it's going to be coming up pretty soon. The finals will be in my neck of the woods, the championship game. So obviously that'll be exciting, although I don't think I'll be anywhere near that when that happens. So
I was going to say, if you're smart, you'll be out of New York by the time of that final, because from what I've seen, it's going to be bonkers.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's bonkers is already, because you're mentioning the prices and everything.
I mean, I don't know what, I don't know. Did you ever look just to see, out of curiosity, what they were charging?
Well, let's see here.
Well, I can tell you what they wanted in Vancouver for the one match I wanted to go to. $3,500.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, because double that, for the flight and the accommodation and the food, even if I only stay for the match and disappear the next day. No. $7,000 will buy one hell of a computer. Thank you very much. If I have to replace this beast. Oh.
All right. I'm on StubHub. Yeah. Now, MetLife has 8 matches.
Okay.
Let's start with the Group C match between Brazil and Morocco on June 13th.
Oh, that's gonna be high demand. I can tell you right now.
Here.
Brazil alone, it's like the name.
Request blocked. We can't connect to the server for this app at this time. Oh, that's nice. The request cannot be satisfied. Gee, I wonder why. Give me an error when I try to check. Well, let's check another location then, because they have okay. Canada versus to be determined. BMO in Toronto. Let's see. No, that's still blocked. Wow.
Okay, I'm going to check something, because it might be a situation where StubHub is not being allowed to do that.
Oh.
Let me just see here. World Cup.
Yeah, it's not coming in for me. Let's see.
Yep, 26 Soccer World Cup. Okay.
Okay, oh, I got him. Okay. I have
There
the
we
World Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
final now.
see. Yeah. The cheapest for 2 tickets. This is for 2 tickets. Row to be determined. So you don't even know where you're sitting. $8,800.
Oh my gosh.
Category 4. I guess they split them into different zones.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So 8,800 US, which would work out to about 11,000, close to 12,000. Oh boy.
Yeah. 2 tickets in category 2, which consists of the upper deck overlooking the field, and then the middle deck and the end zones, if you will. For 2 tickets, $15,000. Yeah.
Eek.
Okay, the cheapest tickets, let's see here, at MetLife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can get for 2 tickets for $500, the cheapest,
Okay.
up to a maximum of $900 for 2 tickets. The pool match between Norway and Senegal.
I mean, Norway might have enough fans to make it worthwhile, but I don't think Senegal will. You know, it's going to be one of those where it's like, yeah, if that stadium is anywhere close to even half full,
yeah,
it's because the place is papered
mm,
and they're giving away tickets. Because there's no way. No. Especially not with the current situation.
Yeah. So, yeah, so there's your answer right there. Oh, those might have been the per ticket price. How interesting. They're not being too elaborate there.
If they're not being
it's expensive.
Clear, yeah, it's just hand over your wallet, your credit cards, your firstborn, your secondborn, and maybe a kidney. And I'll just get you in the lineup. I won't even get you the tickets.
All right. Well, we're almost close to 10 o'clock, and we're going to have to wrap this up here. Well, Nef, this is the start of season 13, and the start of another big milestone in what we do over here, if you will.
Indeed. Just a quick dose of new anime for folks who are tuning in and want to hear about new anime. I've stumbled on one called Jack of All Trades, Party of None, which is a very interesting one because it takes the trope of getting tossed out of the hero's party, and the guy is so traumatized after that, he's like, I'm never joining a party again. I'm willing to be a free agent, etc. I'm willing to help for it, but I'm no. And the best part is the hero's party is slowly, ever so slowly starting to realize that, oh crap, we kicked out the wrong dude.
Oh.
And they're getting ready to try and drag him back. And I'm going, that's not happening. No. You burned that bridge to cinders, pal. Eat it.
That's cool. We're still doing campfire cooking slowly but surely. It's getting more weirder than every episode we watch.
Well, the whole premise is bizarre. You don't expect them to suddenly make it make sense. No,
yeah, exactly.
That ship is gone. That's
and so is your framing on the camera there.
Well, apparently I made the magic move that apparently makes it think that, okay, it's time for, the focus to shift a bit. And I'm like, no, that's not what I meant to do.
Yeah. But anywho, we will hopefully continue things. We won't do so until next week. There'll be no stream tomorrow. And obviously no stream tonight after we're done here because it's already so late. Tomorrow, I will be with my folks. Because as I probably mentioned to you guys, Last week, I had deaths of two people that were, well, one was sort of close to me because he was a coworker, and then one person was very close to me. At the beginning of last week, I had a coworker named Claude, who's older than I am by a little bit. I've been working with him for 17 years, and he suddenly passed Monday of last week. So that was a big shock when we learned that news. And then 3 days later, so it'll be last week Thursday, we learned that my aunt Leo died in Florida. She had been ill for a long time, and a few weeks ago she had a fall and broke a bone. They could not operate, and sort of kind of goes down from there. She would have turned 78 this past weekend, but now at least we're happy in the comfort that she's suffering no more. And I do appreciate everybody, including Nef and including Bree and Liz and a lot of the others, called with you two, who sent their thoughts, prayers, good wishes, positive vibes in my direction following those two losses. I haven't heard about arrangements for Claude, and the arrangements for my aunt are still pending because things sort of go slowly in Florida. So, but again, so I'm going to be spending some time tomorrow night with my folks. Again, even though things are pending, I ordered something for them to sort of cheer them up and whatnot. So I did something for them that I did a few years ago, which is I ordered, and it got delivered today, a king cake from Louisiana.
Now that sounds absolutely delicious. And as I look down, I'm going, uh-oh. Nope. Down, boy.
Oh, geez.
It's like, no. Quiet, you rumble, rumble, rumble.
So yes, king cake, which is a traditional Louisiana specialty, especially considering that Lent starts next week. So this is the time to get your cakes delivered and eaten, munched up and everything. They suggest you eat it if it's kept at room temperature within 5 days. So we're going to have at it tomorrow after my late work shift finishes again. So we will do that, and then hopefully we'll be back next week. We will continue on with, oh boy, Nef, your thoughts on how we started yesterday's stream. We started a new to us, if you will, Ace Attorney game, which actually was the second Ace Attorney ever released back in 2006, I think. Yeah. Or no, 2002? I'm messing my, no, it was 2002. 2006, it was ported to DS. 2002 was released on the Game Boy Advance. That's matches up to what I said yesterday. It's almost as old as XAR.
Yeah, it's old enough to drink, and as is tradition with Ace Attorney games, for anybody who has legal training, it's old enough to make them drink. Because when they see all the shenanigans, they're just like, no.
So with all that out of the way, hopefully we go back to streaming, and we're probably looking at 2 more weeks of streams at least, and then it's time for us to shuffle off to the other side of the world. So we'll keep you posted about our schedules as things get close. But if I can find the correct page, which I believe is this, Nef will go over the closing commentary.
If you have any questions, concerns, compliments, or complaints about this podcast or any of our Twitch streams, drop us a line. You can hit us up at extremeanimeradio@gmail.com or hit us up on social media. @AnimeRadio is our Instagram account. @XAR Mascots is for our XAR Mascots Instagram account. We have a Facebook account. We are on Blue Sky, and we also have a YouTube channel at extremeanimeradio.com, as well as our Twitch channel, Extreme Anime Radio. Archive versions of this podcast are available at xarpodcast.net or your favorite podcasting platform.
All right. So the fact that we're not streaming tomorrow because we're eating cake, does give me an opportunity to work on the podcast sooner. So hopefully this... where are we here? There we go. So hopefully this this show will be up on the podcasting realm tomorrow night before we all go to bed. So follow us there. Linktree.com/anime radio is all the links. Once again, if you're interested in seeing how Umamusume is called in English, I have the video posted on YouTube, on our Instagram, and on our Blue Sky account right now, so you can go check that out. It might also be on our Facebook as well. So have a look at that, and I'm sure Nef will get back to me when he watches it. And Nef, that wraps up season 13 premiere. For Nef, I'm JR. Until we see you on the next stream next week, remember,
keep on looking out for the Extreme Radio Twitch streams, and don't forget, archive versions of our podcast are available at xarpodcast.net or your favorite podcasting platform. Good night, everybody.
Good night. We will see you next time.
We are Extreme Anime Radio. Manero Band Station.
Extreme Anime Radio.